They killed as teenagers decades ago and have been locked up for life. But the Supreme Court says these convicted murderers deserve a second chance.
But prosecutors are saying not so fast to letting them out. I talked with two convicted murderers on the inside who are already feeling the effects of what's happening on the outside. A heinous crime.
Each and every one of these individuals was convicted of first-degree murder.
An underage killer.
It's a terrible mistake. You know, every day I wish I could take it back.
And a high court ruling offering a second chance.
It's a blessing to be in a position, and it's a blessing to get the opportunity.
Hundreds of Michigan prisoners sentenced to life without parole as juveniles, getting a message from the Supreme Court. You deserve a second chance of freedom, but only in the rarest of cases should you not be resentenced to a chance at parole. But as the I-Team discovered, that's not always happening, and we wanted to find out why.
He shot 6 people in cold blood in a house while they slept. It doesn't get any colder than that.
That, a shooting on Russel Street, one of 26 cases Genesee County Prosecutor David Leyton put under the microscope. It was one of Flint's most horrific crime scenes. 6 people murdered in 1987 at the hands of a juvenile, 17-year-old Terry Morris.
There was overwhelming evidence that Terry Morris was the murderer of all 6 people. And I'm going to stand by that in court.
Leyton standing by his recommendation to keep Morris, now 47 years old, behind bars for life, instead of following the Supreme Court's ruling to resentence him to 25 to 60 years with the chance of parole.
We decided, case by case, which ones we should petition for a reinstatement of the life without parole and which ones we should determine and ask for a term of years.
That ruling in only the rarest of cases should a juvenile murderer not be considered for a new sentence. Leyton recommending less than 5 of 26 receive less than life. One of those the I-Team discovered, Thomas Armstrong. In an unprecedented interview from inside the prison walls, he spoke to me on the phone.
Any immature child that's out in the streets this can happen too. And I was just happy to be one of them.
Armstrong, 15 years old when he was convicted of the murder of Eric Watson in 1989. He was one of 3 teenagers involved in the deadly burglary. After 27 years, he's the only one still locked up.
We just need that second chance, and I do believe that everybody deserves that second chance. Everybody is not, committed a crime is not a monster.
With Leyton's recommendation, a judge resentencing Armstrong to 28 years.
So that means in 10 months, he gave him 28 years with credit for 27 years and 2 months. So he's got 10 months left.
A chance at parole, a chance that looks to be a hard-fought battle for another juvenile murderer, James Washington. It was 1999, and the then 17-year-old Washington killed Joseph Kinville in the backyard of a Saginaw home on Stone Street. Washington also speaking to the I-Team from inside the prison.
Just thinking back to when I was in the streets and people looked up to me and I was doing negative things. For years now, I've been doing positive. I've been trying to right my wrong, if you will.
Washington says he's not that killer kid anymore. He's 34, mentors youth, volunteers in prison, takes classes. But still, the Saginaw County Prosecutor has recommended his sentence to life stick.
Sorry for what I did, and I truly apologize for what I did, and I'm very remorseful for what I did, and I live my life differently because of what I did.
He will now have to fight that recommendation in front of a judge. He's one of 21 cases under review in Saginaw County, 2 in Bay County, 4 in Shiawassee, and again Genesee County with the most in our area at 26.
There are no second-degree murder cases. There are no carjackers, armed robbers, burglars, larceny in a building. We don't have any of that. These are all first-degree murder.
And Leyton says he's not defying the Supreme Court with his recommendations, saying he's speaking for the victims who are no longer here to stand up for what's right.
I understand that teenagers may not be fully developed, but you have to balance that with the heinousness of the crime.
Now, one prisoner sent me this letter. He committed murder 3 months after turning 18 in a fight outside Hamady High School in 1991. He wrote me this letter about second chances, something he will never get. Go read it. I posted it along with this story on our website at WNEM.com.